guest is in her 70s and using art to help seniors take their power back. In fact, 8 years ago, she created a theater company for seniors by seniors, and that makes her a rad human. SAGES Theater Group in Clearwater, Florida. Let's welcome the president, Linda, and the artistic executive director, Christine, to the show.
Woo! This is so wild watching this.
So, Linda, tell us how this got started.
Well, I had never planned to be a playwright, and I was 70 years old and had never seen a script. But I had been leading a group of seniors for 8 years, going to theater parties, community theater, and I wasn't seeing our stories on stage. I was seeing minor roles for older people or used for rather rude jokes, which were supposed to be funny, but not our real stories. And one just pushed me over the edge. And I said, I could write a better play than that.
Yeah.
So I did. And this was Grandma Goes Off Her Rocker. And but we don't sit on rockers and watch soap operas anymore. We are involved in life. So this is about a widow who has lost her home now and moved in with her daughter. That upsets the family dynamics. And who's the mother, who's the daughter, who's queen of the kitchen? Where are you going, Mom? When are you coming back? Things like that. And then a sweetheart from her high school days moves back to town after losing his wife. And wants to meet her, and she does not want her daughter to know about this. This is really foolish. What am I doing? So
you're living your life like June said do. June told you to do it.
So it complicates things. It gets things complicated and the friction starts. But that's how things got started. I was amazed at how well it was received. I thought one and done. Oh yeah, everyone loved it, but I couldn't stop writing. There's so many stories to tell.
And that people aren't telling you on stage or on screen a lot of times.
They are not telling the full story. I mean, we live, we love, we try. So I met Christine, and my plays were about purpose and how we live our lives, but she said, you've got to write a play about fall prevention. And that's Denying Gravity. And then I wrote about scams, phony baloney.
Because it's a huge thing.
It is. Oh, scams are horrible because we don't have the time in life to make up that loss.
So, June, which topics would you like to see older actors get to explore?
I think the fact that we need communities, we need friends, we need people to be with, that's important, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just seeing other people and being with other people.
How did you get involved, Christine?
Well, my mom had suffered from several falls when she was in her late 70s, and that got me very active in engaging the senior community in fall prevention education. So then I found myself at an audition that I was looking into for my daughter who loved acting, and I met Linda, and I thought, oh, you know, her words, the way she tells the story, that is going to engage her age group, her peers, better than any seminar I could put together, and they would remember it. And so I asked her, I said, will you please write a play about falls? And she was very polite and said, I'm not sure anybody wants to come and see that.
I'll tell you what, my mother would. My mother, she'll be like, well, I fell today randomly in the closet. And I'm like, what? And she was like, I don't know, it just like happened. And I was like, how does that just happen? So I think there is a lot of very serious things that happen that you get very hurt. You know?
And we had so much engagement from the audience. They absolutely loved it, and we had like 500 people at our first play. So I had never written or directed anything before, and we got together and put a lot of truth and humor into the script. And
also educating while you're doing that too.
Yes.
Because even with my mom, I was like, I will not hang up on this phone with you until you get that thing where you press and you know, and somebody can help you out. Because in all seriousness, if she's alone, like nobody, you hear those stories where no one's there to help.
Exactly, and that's in the play. But you know, it's funny you say that because I always, with my daughter, she loved to make stories and plays out of anything. She could do it with her toys, Matchbox cars, seashells, whatever. And if I was playing with her, I always had to infuse a purpose. And she'd say, Mom, why does there always have to be a life lesson? And I said, well, you know, I couldn't help myself, and it was a natural fit to do that with these plays. But then it kind of took on a whole different meaning. At the end of 2018, my daughter Jessica died, and I kind of lost my purpose.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I would take that pain and I would honor her. And she loved community theater and she loved what I was doing and said, Mom, you should do it full time. So I quit my job and I volunteered with Linda full time to help her make this into a full-fledged nonprofit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, so Linda and Christine, we know, we love you. We know that you both have a deep appreciation of theater, which we do here as well. And that's why we are hooking you up with tickets for a Broadway show that celebrates love at all ages. That's right, you're each getting tickets to see The Notebook, the musical, at the Schoenfeld Theater in New York City. And we're going to throw in dinner. So y'all have a good dinner as well. There's so many great restaurants here. But let's do a couple commercials. We're hanging out with Bill Rancic after this.